My name is Danny Lynn, also known as Miss Oodelally from Oodelally Shop. Me and my family are plant-based eaters. Join me on this adventure of changing vintage cookbooks into plant-based recipes. These recipes are delicious for everyone. Hello and welcome to Oodelally Shop's Cook With Me channel for Season 1, Episode 7. Today we're making potato dumplings from this 250 potato recipe cookbook. This cookbook is from 1975. It says to serve the dumplings in a stew. So I'm going to make a stew, but the star of this episode are the potato dumplings. For this recipe, I'm using a mix of yellow potatoes and russet potatoes. I'm going to cut them and get them into the oven to bake. Into the oven they go. I'm going to set the timer for 30 minutes and then I'll check on them. While they're in the oven, I'm going to make the stew. So I'm going to start with some onions and olive oil in the pot. And I'm going to cook until the onions are translucent. The onions are looking good, so I'm going to add the seasonings. The ones I'm using today are garlic, parsley, oregano, and basil. That's looking good, so I'll add the celery, carrots, and mushrooms that I pre-cut into the pot with a little drizzle of olive oil. I'm going to add the veggie broth, fire roasted tomatoes, and the flour. To add a jar of beans. I'm going to pop the lid back on the pot and let it cook. And I'll come back when the potatoes are out of the oven. Hello, Teddy Bear. Is there anything you'd like to say today? "20 seconds left on the timer, so I'll pop the potatoes out and check them and see if they're done or need to go in a little bit longer. I'm going to just take a fork and see they're not done yet. They need to go a bit longer. What about the yellow potatoes? The yellow potatoes need to go a bit longer, but they're closer to being done. So let's pop them back into the oven. There we go. I'll see you when the potatoes are done. The second timer went off, so let's get the potatoes out and see if they're done. These potatoes are done. Oh, it got stuck on my fork. And let's check these ones. These ones are done too. Since the potatoes are done, let's get all the stuff for making the potato dumplings. So these are going to go into this big mixing bowl. If you don't like having the peels of the potato, you can pre-peel them and then bake them, but I'm going to leave the peels on. There we go. Let's move this hot tray out of the way so I don't accidentally bump it. Throw the aluminum foil away. Swap this out. There we go. So the recipe says to add salt, half cup flour, and 3 egg yolks. I made flax eggs, so this is to make a flax egg, you use 1 tablespoon ground flax to 3 tablespoons water. I did 2 tablespoons because it's supposed to be just the yolks. And some butter. The recipe calls for 2 tablespoons. I just guessed on where I cut the butter. So I don't have to mash all of these by hand. I'm going to use this. Now that it's all mixed thoroughly, I'm going to bring some water to a boil. Roll the potatoes into a ball, roll it in some flour, and drop it in to the boiling water to cook. So it will look like this once it's rolled and floured. Once it comes to a boil, I'll drop in the first batch of dumplings and turn down the heat to a simmer. pans before I turn down the heat so I don't get the stove messy. While these ones cook, I'm going to prep another batch to boil. I'm going to grab a slotted spoon so I can add the dumplings to the stew. There's the first batch into the stew. I'll show you once all the dumplings are done and we have the stew served in bowls. The stew with potato dumplings are all done. I served up the first bowl and I can't wait to eat it. I had a super time making this with you. If you decide to make it, post pictures on Instagram and tag Oodelally Shop so I can see how yours turned out. Please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. All of the links to my shops are in the description below. We'll see you next time for Season 1, Episode 8. Have a fantastic rest of your day.